Hi, I'm Shannon Gavin Johnson, the Director of Legacy Museum on Main, and this is a brief moment in LaGrange's history. While many LaGrange residents will soon be decking their halls with red and green, another portion of the population will be decorating with the colors of Judah, blue and silver, to celebrate Hanukkah. Jewish immigrants from Europe were some of the first to settle in LaGrange. Primarily of German descent, Jews settled and established merchant businesses in LaGrange and neighboring towns early in local history. Isaac Hagedorn moved to LaGrange and then later to West Point, establishing the West Point Wholesale Grocery Company with partners. A generation later, his sons Max and John Hagedorn developed the LaGrange Grocery Company, a distributor that remains active today. Herman Heyman and Louis Mertz settled in LaGrange in 1853. Heyman worked for a publishing firm, and Mertz sold goods throughout the countryside until they moved to West Point and established the Heyman-Mertz retail store. By the time of the Civil War, many of these Jewish families had developed an affinity for their adopted homeland and joined the Confederate cause. One in particular, Louis Mertz, left behind a detailed account in his journal and letters. He also served as war correspondent for the LaGrange Reporter until he was killed at the Battle of Antietam in 1862. After the Civil War, Jewish families were encouraged to relocate to this area due to the new industrial climate. Many of these Jewish immigrants came from the Russian Empire. Simon Strulitz was born in what is now Belarus in 1881 and moved to New York City in 1910 before permanently settling in LaGrange, where he opened a retail shoe store and scrap metal company, among other businesses. Harry Edelson was born in Minsk, Russia in 1898 and also lived in New York City before coming to LaGrange, where he worked as a traveling salesman and later opened a ladies' garment store. The family still owns the Army store in downtown. The immigrants weren't all entrepreneurs. B.J. Meyer and Bill Rose were attorneys, and Aaron Goldberg was a pediatrician serving the local communities of LaGrange. These families worshiped in homes or in West Point or Atlanta until after World War II, when a congregation formed and they purchased, with some help from Case and Callaway, the former First Episcopal Church to serve as a synagogue. Congregation Bethel was formally dedicated on August 19, 1945. Since then, the congregation has dwindled, but still has a visiting lay leader come from Atlanta for High Holy Days. The Jewish residents of LaGrange have greatly impacted the community in what it is today. To learn more about the Jewish population, visit Legacy Museum on Main. This has been a brief moment in LaGrange's history.